we ran a little bit over, and we left things kind of up in the air. But we had just left. We're inside the castle. It's starting to become 3:34 in the morning. We're still surrounded by cultists, kobolds, and leaders, and one of the dragon cult's leaders, a blue half dragon, challenged a member of the party to single combat and slayed him. And that was Alduin, and Alduin is now dead. Having
we're
done
retconning
so,
that.
Yep, we're retconning that shit.
yep. Having having done that, they released their prisoners. That's your family member there, Shikamaru.
Cool.
And they begin to leave and retreat, and you guys are not in a place to mess with them very much. Out of spells, out of life, time to take a long rest. I left them on the screen. You can see two of the leaders. You recognize one as the dark-haired lady in purple, short hair, and you'll never forget the sight of that blue half dragon. And so they retreat off into the distance. There's lots of wailing and burning buildings. As the dawn comes up, the city's pretty much wrecked, or the town's pretty much wrecked. 1 second. And if you'd like, you can take, I'll call it a short rest, but I think everybody, the mayor comes up and says, basically, everybody rest and we'll see where we are in the light of day. About this time, a elf in real strong, like splint mail, comes up and introduces himself.
Greetings, brave adventurers. Thank you for all you've done in these past few days. Do any of you require any medical attention?
Please check my family.
All right. I'll see what I can do for them, Shikamaru.
Okay. This cleric looks pretty stout.
Like tall and muscular, or
No, like as in strong.
Okay.
Oh.
Not stout as
not
in,
like Guinness.
No, strong. Okay. When we left it last, we had some treasure that was being distributed. You can spend some time doing that. And there were 3 scrolls and a potion that were left undetermined.
I have 2 of them.
I will take requests or actions from here on out during your rest period. You're basically being left alone to kind of gather your wits and get everything back together.
All right. During our rest period, I'm gonna how do I change my spells as a druid? Do I just study things, or?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'm gonna. What do you mean, again? It's what am I studying? How do I, for future reference?
Hold on.
Yeah, I should probably look this up myself. But
did you ask how you change your spells?
yeah, what is my RP for changing spells?
Oh, I got you. Essentially, you know them, so it's more of just like prepping yourself. You can roleplay it pretty much, I'd say, however you want, along as Shem, deems that suitable. But it's essentially just, you're kind of meditating, saying, all right, I'm getting myself prepped for this kind of spell.
It requires you to spend time in prayer and meditation.
Right. So meditation for me, because I don't have a deity. Okay. All right. So I'm going to spend some time, and I'm going to commune with Daru in my mind.
Okay.
To discuss which of the spells that I know it would be most useful for our adventures going forward.
Okay.
All right.
Mr. Blink?
Yes.
What are you doing?
Can I read these scrolls?
You can take a look at them.
Okay.
you see very clearly that two of them are sorcerer scrolls, and one of them appears to have something to do with nature. Do you read on?
I only have 2 scrolls. Oh no, there's another mysterious paper scroll. Sorry.
Yeah, there should have been 3.
Hmm.
So 2 of the scrolls are clearly sorcerer spells as you kind of glance at them. The other one is not.
Right.
What do you do with the third one?
You said it was nature.
Seems to be related to nature.
I'm gonna give that to Ken. You're a druid, right?
I don't know who this Ken person is, but yes, as
Yeah. All right.
yeah, I'm a druid.
Daru.
Yes.
Would you like this scroll? I think you could be beneficial to you.
Are you going to interrupt his meditation to do that?
Probably not. Not a good idea. Let me read just the 2 sorceress scrolls for now.
That's an excellent.
What?
All right. So
After,
be ready to put these in, but the sorcerer scrolls, the first one,
Mhm.
and this is just an aside for players as DM. This is going to be a little bit of a blatant fudge, but I need this spell in your group. It's going to be a spell called Identify.
Okay.
Magic users are the only ones that have that. Sorcerers don't, but this sorcery spell is Identify. And then secondly, it's a new cantrip. And the cantrip is Message.
Okay.
Now you can use these scrolls upon study and learn the spell and add it to your list of spells you can cast, or you can actually use the spell and cast it, but then it's gone forever.
Well, I want to learn them.
All right.
Knowledge is power.
Hmm.
Shika Maru, what are you doing? I'm assuming you're
Yep.
with your family.
Oh yeah, I'm with my family. Making sure everyone's in order, make sure nobody's severely hurt or anything like that, and stuff, and just all around making sure they're okay.
Okay. And Raiden Stormwind is there, and he has been binding wounds and helping out and generally making himself useful.
Yeah, something which has tired me out some, so after making sure Shikamaru and his family are comfortable, I find a nice corner and begin meditating.
Okay.
Going into my elven trance.
Fraser, what would you like to do? There's a pretty much empty city with lots of dead bodies out there.
I'm going to take a nap.
Okay. All right. So everybody completes their short rest. Has
Was it short or long?
excuse me, long rest.
I was
It's
gonna
about
say, woo, we're
it's
gonna.
about 10 in the morning, and the mayor of the town comes by and wants to chat with you guys.
Okay. Are we all just still held up in the keep? Or
Oh yeah, I haven't heard anybody say they're leaving.
okay, that's fine. That
Yes,
works.
or did you want to leave?
Nah, we could be in the keep. It's better that everyone's still together, support groups and all.
Yep. So the mayor comes up and he says, "Oh, lads, you did a good job last night. You saved dozens and dozens. You saved the town, such as it is. We can't thank you enough. But I've got to ask. We've got to find out where these brigands came from and whether they're going to come back and what did they want. I know we captured one last night and they're cults of some weird dragon cult, but we need to know more. Would you be willing to trail them back to wherever they went and try to learn a little bit more about who their leaders are and what their objectives are?
That seems dangerous.
Aye, almost as dangerous as what you did last night.
Yeah, but you see, my family was in trouble then.
Ah, your family.
Let me see. Well, I mean,
Well,
I don't want them coming back, so it would be probably in my best interest to figure out we can prevent them from coming back.
I get a letter from a man who you might know, Leosin, uh, Leosin Aranthar. He had saved me once before. Have you seen him around after all this?
he was in the town. He's not in the keep, but I saw him in the town. So he was here. I don't know if he still is here.
Okay. If he stops
He
by, could you tell him that Daru got his letter and is looking for him?
about this time, a young man walking by and in the keep. I mean, it's not a gigantic place, and he's limping. He's got a bandaged left leg, and he says, "Are you talking about Leosin?"
Yes, yes. What's your name,
Oh,
sir?
his name is Nessim Waladra,
Hi, Nessum.
and he is a monk, very obviously a monk. Hi, I am a monk from Berdusk. I was with Leosin. We were here together, but he disappeared last night after we fought a savage battle against the raiders. A few others and I fought our way to the keep barely, but Leosin didn't make it at all. We went back this morning to look for him, but all we found was his broken staff and this choker. And he holds out a little leather choker with a silver symbol on the end of it, which he always wore.
I know. It looks familiar.
He says Leosin has been investigating these raiders for months. I fear that he might have tried to infiltrate the group when they retreated, or worse, maybe he was captured and carried away. No one understands these bandits better than he does. I'll bet his knowledge would be invaluable against them if you can find him. If you find your way to your camp, can you try to find him and bring him back? One of my brothers has already departed for Berdusk to bring back help, but it'll be many days before help arrives. Anything you can do before then would be a godsend.
Might I have his choker and staff?
The staff, well, yes, you can. The broken staff is nothing special. It's just a broken piece of wood. But the choker is a braided leather neckband, and it has a silver dragon design chased into the leather on it. The ends are ragged as if it was ripped off his neck.
Interesting.
So you have that. By the way, Fraser, the mayor takes a look, looks right at you and says, I'd be willing to pay up to 250 gold each if you'll go investigate the camp for me.
Yeah, I'm going to return that offer with a slow nod yes.
There you go. So there's 250. Raiden, this is your cue.
Gold is not necessary for those who pursue knowledge, but I will need funds to survive my journey, so I will take you up on your offer if these adventurers will have me.
What say you, adventurers? Would you like to have a new party member join? This is the mayor speaking.
Well, he healed my family. He doesn't seem all that bad. I don't mind.
I suppose.
He certainly
You
seems.
too. You guys seem to enjoy brushes with death.
He seems to be very, very useful. What I've
Yes.
seen. I would love to have some assistance.
For some weird reason, out of character, I just had this image of, as soon as you said he has his uses, Ken going and tapping, like, where you put your hands together and you like slowly tap each finger together.
Mr. Burns.
Mr. Burns.
Yeah.
I'm doing it right now
That's
for
all
you.
I saw. There you go. Anyway, sorry.
Okay, lads, then it's agreed. The town's treasury is sore depleted after last night, but I'll figure out a way to get you each 250 gold. But I need to
There's
know.
raiders, there is gold.
I need to know where the camp is, and how many raiders there are there, and who their leaders are. And I need to know why they did these attacks and where they plan to attack next. And you know, they ransacked me town here, so if you find any of the stolen goods, I would appreciate if they were returned to the town and the good folks of this town. And if there are any prisoners, if you bring them back as well.
I look around on the parapets for the highest ranking officer that's up there to talk to him. You there, sir? Sir, are you busy right
That
now?
would be Sergeant Marguth.
Sergeant Marguth. Let me walk my ass over to Sergeant Marguth. All right.
Okay.
You there, Sergeant. As the enemy was retreating, did you see which way they went?
North by west, lad. North by west.
Is that my north or your north?
You're
Up,
not even here,
up on
Joe.
the map is north.
You're not even here. Stop talking to people that you're not talking to.
Wait, he's not here?
Keep
He's
it down,
downstairs. I'm
boys,
on
or I'll
I'm on the
kick
top. You
all
guys are on the
over
bottom.
South.
Oh yeah, that's right. You went upstairs to
Yeah.
talk to the dude.
North by west. I can still see a cloud of dust out in the distance.
Thank you so much. I go down and tell my friends. All right, I spoke to the officer.
Did I say north by west?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I'm so wrong. I meant south by east.
I run up and I run up and talk to him again. Are you sure it's
Oh shit! I blew it.
Are
South
you
by east.
1000% sure?
It's going to take a century for those guys to find them.
They're never going to find that thing.
The DM
awesome.
just rolled a 1 on his perception check.
Awesome. Can always rely.
All right.
I noticed that you're blind.
South by east. Yeah, south by east. Sorry, southeast.
All right.
Who made
So,
that man a gunner?
so back down to talk to my party. All right, guys. I spoke to the sergeant up there, and he had explained. I asked him if he knew where we could go to find the retreating enemy. He said they retreated to the northwest, but then he realized that he didn't have his compass on correctly, and saw that it was actually the southeast.
Oh, he was probably just shaken from the dragon. That's all.
It happens. It happens.
Right?
I felt a little shaken myself, not stirred.
Okay. Boo.
Yep.
25 XP minus right
God
there.
damn it. All right.
You did it yourself, James Bond.
Okay. All right. So, the wounded monk, limps up, wishes you good luck, wishes he could come with you, but Nessim says, "I thank you again for going to look after my master." For the back one first, go ahead.
Okay, hang on 1 second. Oh, okay.
Oh, come on.
Oh, man. Oh, that's garbage.
All right. The one in the back died or falls down. The wounded one gets wounded first, and the unwounded one gets wounded. All right. Any more actions on your turn?
I just hide behind the rock here.
Okay. Shikamaru.
Okay, I'm going to pull out my short bow. Moving over here a little bit, and we're gonna do non-lethal damage to the one that's hurt.
Okay.
I'm aiming for his leg, kind of like shoot and pin him type thing.
Okay. Roll.
Just a sec, pulling that. Oh god, that's awful.
Yeah, you shot it right into the ground.
Okay. All
You
right,
might
I'm
trip
gonna.
over it, but that's about it.
I'm gonna. See here. Will this put me in? Is this full cover right here?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna use a bonus action to hide.
Okay.
Do you need stealth check?
Nope.
Okay.
Given that, and they're panicked now, they're getting ambushed from the other direction. They don't see you.
Okay.
Freza, you're up.
I'm gonna charge.
And do what?
I'm gonna strike with my longsword
To kill or to subdue?
to kill the cultist. That's almost at full health.
Okay. Go ahead and swing. You missed.
Did they stop advancing though?
They're going to, yeah. Well, that one, he's almost all but crashes into you. Daru,
All right. Is the cultist in the back dead, or is he is he unconscious?
he appears to be unconscious. He just flopped bonelessly to the ground.
All right. Then I will attack this one.
Okay.
Let me make sure. I'm going for lethal damage on this one.
Okay.
We're on top of a cliff, so do I have enough to climb? How high up's the cliff?
10, 15 feet. It's not a cliff. It's a real steep embankment. You can just run straight down and clobber him.
Okay. Just making sure I have the distance to get there. All right. We're going to use our good old-fashioned poison spray. Making sure to...
1 second. Is that a Constitution save?
It is. And he fails it.
Oh, he critically failed it.
Does that matter on a Constitution save?
He is incapacitated. He's not dead, but he's retching uncontrollably on his hands and knees, face down into the ground, prone. Okay, Raiden, your turn.
I'm going to cast Sacred Flame
Okay.
on. How much health do these guys have?
We don't know.
You don't know that?
Okay, I'm going to target the one that Daru attacked. He looks like he took a good hit.
Okay. Go ahead and roll.
Okay, just a sec. That's 1d8.
You should be able to just click on the spell.
Pardon?
You should be able to just click on the spell.
And your token.
It's not working.
And your token.
No, you don't have to click your token. You just have to click the spell on your character sheet. Are you editing your character sheet currently?
I don't think I am.
Is the pencil yellow or is it grayed out?
It's just a sec. My bad.
Oh, no worries, man.
I forgot to fix that.
Dexterity with disadvantage. Because he's prone. Yeah. You killed him. You guys suck at taking prisoners, by the way.
Yeah. I just emoted that.
Just all right. Raiden, do you have any other actions on your turn?
Didn't realize he was subdued. I thought I still needed to take out a threat, but okay.
He's on his hands and knees, vomiting uncontrollably in front of Daru.
Oh man, you had the best line there, and you didn't
You had a
use it.
great shot. Yeah.
Could have been like, "It's gonna have to be one of yous. Which one's it gonna be?" Oh well.
All right. Let me do a
Mr.
quick roll
Blake,
here.
Just wondering how the DM is gonna work this out to deal with our terrible gaming. He's like, what am I doing?
This guy, he fails his morale check. He flops himself down on his hands and knees and begs for his life.
To give us prisoners.
Great. Here comes the part where somebody kills him.
That's where Frieza comes out and cuts his head off. Just
Slice.
to look cool.
So he gets down on his hands and knees and begs for his life.
Tell us what we want to know, my friend, and perhaps you will live to see tomorrow.
Which cult is this guy?
The one without
That
the
guy,
X on him,
the
yeah.
one that's not got an X on him, that means he's dead.
The one who's not laying dead in his own vomit.
That would be the one, yeah.
Which, if we're
Okay.
honest, that cultist should have the icon of Elvis.
He looks pretty ugly, yeah. Okay, so actions. Who's going to do what now? You got a cultist on his hands and knees, begging for his life.
Do we still go by turn order, or do we just whatever?
Mr. Blink is first. Sure.
Okay, I'm gonna come up to the guy.
I'm gonna rub his thigh.
No.
Okay.
Hang on, I just want to see what I'm proficient at here. All right, I'm gonna use my charisma, and my deception, and my persuasion.
I don't think you use them all.
Damn. Well,
Doesn't work.
it takes more to. All right, I'm gonna use my
Persuasion.
persuasion to get him to talk.
Okay. Give me a persuasion roll with advantage.
That's terrible RPing, Joe.
What?
Say something to him to try to persuade him. Like, get into the
Yeah.
story. You're not just
Oh.
like, it's not pressing a button to cast something.
Yeah, this is a Warcraft.
Cultist, you're fighting a losing battle here, bro. What's going on?
I just want my life. Don't kill me, please, sir. Don't kill me.
I could talk to these guys and call them off, but you gotta help me out here. What's going on?
What do you need? What do you need from me?
Information.
The sky is blue. The grass is green.
Don't be funny with me, buddy. See that guy with the cigar? He's our wild card. He's just here to cut people's heads off.
Please don't kill me. Don't kill me.
You should start with the information.
What do you want to know?
Why are you attacking this village?
We're gathering loot, gold, gems, any valuables. We're preparing a great hoard to honor the Dragon Queen.
Where?
I don't know, sir. Please don't kill me.
Why are you trying to honor the Dragon Queen? She's been in slumber for millennia.
Not for long, you unbeliever. She's coming back, and we're going to be there to greet her.
How do you plan to awaken her?
That is above me. I do not know. I just know that our leaders are going to say it's going to happen, and we're to gather a vast treasure hoard suitable for a queen.
Say, Dragon Queen?
Tiamat, the most.
I believe that's pronounced Tiamat, but okay.
No, it is Tiamat.
It's
Okay,
pronounced
Tiamat.
however the
Okay.
DM says it is.
And it is Tiamat.
All right.
So, what does a dragon need with gold?
They're dragons. They don't
Dragons?
afford a match yet.
Probably,
He just looks
supply
at
their
you like you're.
followers.
He just looks at you like you're an
invasion.
idiot.
Ah, it's not like he's got a bank account or anything. So, like he's going to 7-Eleven with this gold, or what?
Well, you did see all the people that attacked us. Yeah, you gotta support them somehow.
Are you yelling from way over there?
No, I just haven't moved my character.
I was confused. I didn't know what was going on.
Is somebody else?
Sorry,
gonna-
I'm in a bad habit of like when I do D&D, we immediately stop moving our tokens in our other session, and it goes into automatic roleplay. Sorry, so that's my bad. I moved him close though. I'm right beside you guys.
All right.
All good.
Any other questions?
I'm good.
I turn to him and I say, "Have you guys taken anyone prisoner from the town?"
Yes. The group ahead of us on their way to camp had prisoners.
Where is this camp?
And how
Southeast
is
of
it
here,
defended?
another few miles. Not too many more.
Are there any other? You said the group ahead of you. Are there any other groups that are stationed as sentry?
Yes, there's a rear guard, led by one of the powerful sub-commanders.
That subcommander
They don't know how
has the
I don't know
information
how
we need.
strong it's going to be, but they always set it in the same place. It's about a mile or so ahead, where the path passes between two rocky bluffs.
I look over at Mr. Blink and with a questioning look as to what he wants to do next.
I look over at Shikamaru.
This guy is evil.
I look
with a
back.
capital E.
Yeah.
We're all looking at each other like, what's the next move here?
I would like
I then
to
turn to Frieza and watch for his next move, which is I have an expectation as to what it's gonna
Yeah,
be.
I think I know what's coming.
I would like to ask this. Does anybody have any further questions before I dispatch this very unloyal
No, please.
idiot
Don't
with no
kill me.
integrity?
No.
May your spirit be free to dance upon the wind, my friend. We will never speak
I
of
dispatch
you
him,
or with
leaving
you
him
ever
onto
again.
a newer place and do whatever he does there.
Yeah, he's dead.
Game of Thrones style, baby.
Yeah.
Can I
Stuck a
can I
sword right
just
through his throat. And
just a real quick suggestion that we put out the fires before they start any kind of unseen damage in the wilderness?
I appreciate that thought, and I go over and
Only
do
you
that.
can prevent forest fires.
okay. Do you search the
He
bodies?
is Smokey the
Yes.
Bear, after all.
You find they don't have a lot. Their weapons are cheap. Their armor is cheap, but they have 28 silver pieces between them. They also have a large sack over by the cultists. Excuse me, over by the kobolds. Over by the kobolds, they left behind a sack that has, just pewter candlesticks, some silverware, a couple of serving dishes. Looks like a few religious carvings of Shantia. Looks like they raided a house in town and got all the valuables out of it.
I look around to see if the kobolds have any donkey porn.
They don't know
Okay,
what that
then.
is.
Can kobolds read?
Do you
No.
read
It's for the
porn?
pictures.
They don't read. They might have some, lizard porn, but not donkey porn. Sorry.
Do they have lizard porn?
They do not. No, they left. They left with everything but that sack on them.
I mean,
Of course, there's 3 dead ones there, but they don't have
Is,
anything on them.
who,
Alright.
who wants to carry the sack, or do you guys want to bury it and return it to the village later?
what was in the
It'll
sack?
probably weigh us down, but since
Shikamaru,
it's
you
made
might be able to.
I was about to
solve that
say
problem.
I have this sack of myself that kind of like holds things, and it kind of just doesn't count as weight. So you can hand that here to me.
By the
There you go.
gods, you have a bag of holding.
I didn't say that.
But
Am
you
I looking
did
at?
not say it.
Nope, I didn't. All right, so I'll take the supplies and I'll kind of like turn my back towards Raiden, and because he suggested that I have that, and I'm like stuffing it in there, and then just kind of casually turn back around and like I didn't even do anything. Whether whatever you think is you think, but that's what I did.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. What's next for the group? You've dispatched some stragglers. You've heard about the camp being a few miles away. You've heard about a rear guard. What are you doing now?
We should probably try and catch up with those fleeing kobold before they have a chance to warn the
They're
rear
long
guard.
gone.
Yeah,
They
but
are. They're gone.
and the kobolds ran from their own cultists.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It
we
wasn't
need
like
to
they were running from us. They don't even know we're here yet.
we need to catch up to the group that's got the
True.
prisoners.
Yeah, I'm going
Warn
to tap
them.
on Shakira's shoulder and kind of point ahead.
Yeah, let's go that way.
Yeah. We give them the head nod.
Towards death and destruction.
Or the
So I'll
reassuring
take
head
I'll take
nod.
my lead back out in the front and start my little scouting routine. I kind of like walk up to a tree and just disappear behind it.
Okay. All right.
I hope you didn't spend too much time making those fires.
Whoa.
Probably spent half
Me?
his time.
The hell, man. Hope you didn't spend too much time fucking up Joe's character sheet.
Oh, I did that. I'm all on my own.
All right. So what's next, guys?
Well, I mean, we're
The
walking
mystery
behind.
to the west.
I was trying to catch up to the people that have the prisoners.
You're trying to head towards the camp.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right?
What about that rear guard?
Aren't we going towards them?
You are.
So yeah.
In fact, as you walk about a mile and you can see the place. You can see the place. You're a good 200 or 300 yards away, but you can see the place where the. I'm assuming you're staying out of sight. You can see where the rear guard would be. You can see the place described by the cultist.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna kind of survey the area, trying to stay hidden. What do I see?
You see, the pathway that the trampled path that the raiders took goes between kind of into a narrow ravine. And I say ravine, but there's it's pretty steep. It's climbable. It's steep. Lots of boulders around, and it on either side is probably maybe 20, 30 feet wide. And then it's about 20 feet above it are the tops of the cliffs on either side of it. Lots of boulders, lots of cover.
This looks
Good.
like a dangerous place for
Good place for an ambush.
Okay. Do I see any cultists, kobolds?
Give me a perception check.
Okay.
Remember, you're 300 yards away. Think a par
Okay.
4 away.
Oh, what?
Sorry, I had to hang up a.
What?
A parfait away.
Par 4.
Mm.
You don't
I'm
see
not
any.
the most perceptive. Okay.
You can walk straight up to it. You can walk around it. You can try to stealth closer and get a better look.
Can we try and scale further up and get the high ground?
You can go right around this if you want. You just have to get off the path that you're following. It's been pretty straight for a long period of time. So if you walk a half a mile out and around, you probably you believe you could pick the trail right back up.
I'm gonna try and sneak closer just to make sure there's nothing else waiting for us on an ambush.
How
If we
close?
don't have to walk into an obvious trap, I would suggest not doing so.
As close as possible, or
How
close
close?
as, like, I don't know. Basically, I'm trying to stay darting into cover to cover. Let's say we'll get like, I'll move another like 20 yards or so.
Okay. You don't see anything. That's not very far.
Okay. Well, then at that case, I'm going to say that we could probably be all right. And I'm going to get back to I'm going to retreat back and then kind of wait for the group to catch up with me and then or just kind of like point out the area and tell them that I got slightly closer, but not too close. I didn't want to, trigger anything without my group there, and then just see what we want to plan to do from there.
Okay. What's the group like to do? He says that he tells you that he sees the ambush site described by the cultist. Did not see anybody moving around there, but that doesn't mean nobody's there. What would the group like to do?
You said we could go around that point and come up on behind them? Or we could basically flank the ambush point?
You could just bypass it altogether.
I don't like the idea of bypassing it altogether in a situation like this, personally, because I don't want to have things at our backs if we can avoid it.
We'd be caught between two
Yeah.
moving walls of flesh and sword.
Yeah, just aside, stepping out of character for just a second. Remember what your mission is here.
To get as much information as possible.
Yeah. You got
Which,
a camp of hundreds. You're not going to assault it.
But the rear guard would be further away from the rest of the camp, wouldn't it?
Correct. And so if you get into camp and the rear guard says nobody came by. Anyways, back into DM mode. What would the group like to do?
Is there any way we could trigger any possible ambush by causing a rock slide in this cliff?
You
don't know that.
Yeah.
You haven't gotten there to see.
I would personally suggest we at least we basically go around and go to where we can sneak past the point that we see, taking a longer path to go around and out of sight.
Okay.
And then when we're there, we can kind of assess based on what we see while we're there.
Okay. Is that what the group's going to do?
Yeah, I don't mind that.
Okay.
Where you lead.
How close to the ambush site are you going to pass?
I think saying like 500 yards away would probably be effective.
Okay.
If we can get around them, staying 500 yards away from where the ambush point looks like it would be.
Okay. All right. If you do that.
Well, I was just saying. Saying that to the rest of the group to see if they agreed, but go ahead.
You do that. You don't appear to be spotted, and you successfully kind of make a half moon, and you can see where the trail heads towards the raider camp, starts back up again. So you feel like you've successfully navigated around the rear guard. Choices: onto the camp or back to take a look from behind at the rear guard.
Can we get the map showing us what's happening there?
Nope.
It's called your imagination.
Okay. So we're in the camp now. Can we see anything? Can I see anything from where I'm at?
You're probably 300-400 yards from the camp, so make a perception check, please. Yeah, you do see. You see a few humanoids hiding amongst the rocks at the kind of the top of the bluff on either side of the path. You see at least 4.
Going garbage on perception.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you when Andrew was talking.
You see at least 4 humanoids, maybe more, amongst the rocks on either side of the path. It looks like they're looking away from you, pretty observant, crouching down. There's at least 4, probably more. You see movement.
And that was by the split in the road where we decided that
Yep.
was probably the ambush point.
Yep. You definitely see there are ambushers there.
Okay. I'm not making a bad pun again. I don't want to lose more experience.
Do you guys want to dress up as the cultist and grab the bag of loot and start marching right in and try to pretend we're cultists?
Ooh, I
Could
don't
do
think
that.
I don't know if I'd get away with that.
What do you look like?
I'm a human.
What would a
Well,
cultist
there's
play?
plenty of all races in the cultists.
Yeah.
At least you don't have a half dragon. The tiefling might have a issue.
Yeah. Do we have enough cultist clothes? Like, should we go back and get those?
Oh, we got the
Did
bag
we
of
not
loot.
strip them before we left them?
Nope.
Can we see cultist robes lying around, possibly?
No.
Or like sacks of clothing?
No. You estimate, based on the description of the of the cultists, that you're only about a mile from the camp. So you're about a mile from the camp. You're about a mile from where you killed the cultists, and in between is this checkpoint rear guard.
Mm-hmm.
So you
Maybe
got
we
choices. You
ambush
can
some
go
of
and
the
take a
ambushers
look at
and,
the camp.
Take their clothes.
I have an idea, guys. There are 4 cultists that are dead. There are 5 of us. What if 4 of us put on the cultist clothes and pretend we caught a prisoner?
I see a flaw in that with the escaping aspect. So bringing a prisoner in will be easy, but taking that same prisoner out of the camp, you're going to have a problem.
Do we not have a rogue who can break himself out?
Whoa! Hey, that's a tall order there, bro.
Gonna need you to use roll the dice and
If anything, to maybe ambush the rear guard, throw them off.
I don't mind the idea of using the cultist clothes, but
There's only 4 of them, so that's.
Right,
I mean, if
right.
there was 5 of them, it'd be perfect.
but you can use the 4 of them.
Hold on. Let me correct. He only saw 4 and thinks there's more.
Huh? No, the 4 we just killed.
Oh, got it. I thought he was talking about
He was talking. Yeah, we're
rear
discussing
guard.
coming back to the camp that we killed the cultists at.
Taking their uniforms.
Yeah, I
Not sure that they fit.
If we were to go all the way back to town, there'd be dozens of cultist clothes lying around, but that would take us half a day.
So the only
What
the
if,
only
what
group
if we
of-
pose as new recruits?
we only need one or 2 people to be
I've
wearing
got
actual cultist uniforms.
+5 deception.
That has some merit.
Should we see who fits in the cultist gear?
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah.
How tall are the cultists?
I wear the same.
They're all races, all heights, all sizes.
Oh, so okay.
They're about plot high,
Right.
Plot high.
width.
They're 2 to 3 units high.
Plot high is like the plot
That's not
equals
fair.
whatever you need.
Right. Units.
What makes it work?
So, what's the plan, guys?
Do we want to try and do the new recruits thing? Do we want to try and dress up and do a prisoner thing, or
half and half.
Either one would work. It's just some sort of deception to get through,
Why not?
or to get an advantage on the guys at the gate.
I mean, I'm going to look weird in cultist stuff, so I should probably be the prisoner.
Okay.
Maybe, maybe not. Tieflings have a tendency to be evil.
They're libertarians.
Or you guys can make me carry the gear, like the loot, and say I'm a recruit.
Hmm? Either way, I mean, we're brainstorming.
I got a better
here.
idea.
It's all
If we're gonna do
work.
that, we can make you our slave. I'm pretty sure tieflings are also known as for being slaves. Not that you really are going to be our slave, but
I look around the camp. Do I notice any slaves around this camp? Is that a thing they have going on currently?
Have you gone to the camp yet?
Yeah, when we were at the camp. You said I. Oh wait, hold on. Were we just at the? Is that as far as we got? Was the choke point? I thought we were.
You're
like,
just on the other side of the choke point. You haven't even looked at the camp yet. Why don't you go look?
Yeah, I thought
when
we
the
were.
GM urges you to go
Yeah,
look
no,
at
I thought we were.
something.
See, when I said we were coming in, I said we were coming in like halfway between the camp and the choke point.
And you
The
are.
point.
Yeah, they're a mile apart, mile plus apart.
Ah, that makes sense.
I'm trying to
Someone got
get you to go look at the camp.
confused.
Go look at the
Yeah,
camp.
yeah, let's do that. We're not
Let's go
anywhere
look
near
at the
the ambush. All right, I'm down with looking at the camp.
Because then you can make some plans.
Yeah, I wanted more info.
Okay, so we're going to look at the camp.
Yeah, let's
No such
work
thing
away.
as having much information. Let's go.
Let's work our way down and look at the camp.
One second.
We're waiting patiently. Shit.
Okay. You guys can see the entire map, correct?
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
And you see 4 kobolds.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you expand the map out, you'll see some guards around a big tent at the
Mhm.
far side. That's fine. Okay, so you're not in sight yet. The camp is literally full. Each hex here is, I don't know, 20, 30 feet.
I actually can't see the hexes.
Yeah,
Yeah, there
no.
probably aren't any on this map. Each inch or so on the map is 100 feet. So this is a big canyon.
God damn.
Yeah, this is gigantic map. The just to give you the description, the camp is in kind of the hollow of a rocky plateau that's shaped roughly like a horseshoe. The lower portion, which is where you're at, rises gently from the surrounding land, but it quickly steepens and ascends to a height of 150 feet above the landscape. Boulders form jumbled heaps at the bases of all the cliffs around it, and the level shelves in the top of the plateau at the very top are all covered in long, tall grass. Think hay meadow. The grass is 2 to 3 feet tall. Lots of scrubby trees around, both above the plateau and along the edges of the cliffs, and also inside the horseshoe here. There's brush and boulders all over the place. You can see at least 6 caves from where you're at along the cliff walls, or it looks like openings. A lot of them have brush in front of them. Right where the kobolds are, closest to you, is a guard tower. And you see 4 kobolds up in that guard tower. And basically all around the tents and the lower section of the horseshoe closest to you look to be kobolds establishments, and they are muddy and nasty and mostly uncured hides, and just wouldn't want to be caught dead near them. The tents further into the horseshoe are of better quality, and it looks like where the cultists are, there are literally hundreds of cultists and kobolds milling around the camp. You see people still straggling into camp carrying loads of treasure. Nobody's getting checked. Nobody's getting asked any passwords or anything. They're just coming right in, and they're all cheering. They're all happy. Big successful raid. So they're elated. They're tired. You see lots of people. There are lots of kobolds and stuff fucking off. You see, they're beginning. Some of the leaders of the cult are beginning to establish order, but for the most part, it's kind of a mess down there, just like you'd expect if somebody's been out all night and coming home with lots of loot. And by the way, very few uniforms. You see some obvious cultists that are in their black outfits, but the majority of the humanoids down there are dressed in all sorts of ways. They're dirty and muddy, have leather and chain, and they don't have different kinds of cloaks, and doesn't appear that there's much commonality in how they're dressed.
Gotcha.
Good news, everybody. It looks like we won't be needing to double back and find some uniforms after all.
Who's got a giant bucket? We'll just fill this place and call it good.
Oh, for about 40 fireballs, huh?
All right.
All right, so our goal was to figure out why they're here. And what else? Where they plan to attack next.
Pen and paper,
I should
boys
be writing
and
things
Pen
down.
and paper. You're going to have to here soon.
Yeah, I've been keeping notes. Anyway, our goals are to try to figure out what they were attacking the town for. We also want to try to find Leosin because he's an expert on them and might have more information for us.
You return loot.
So why they're attacking the town, what their overall objective is.
Which we know their objective is to revive the Tiamat.
The Dragon Queen.
Yeah, to revive Tiamat, or wait her awakening if they're not even reviving her. We know they've taken prisoners from the town, so we want to get them freed if we can, if that's a possibility.
We also need to find out if they're just focusing on that one town, or if their operations spread out much any further. Like, is this just one cell of a network, that sort of thing?
As a sage, you've heard of the Dragon Cult. They are known throughout the land. Evil organization, usually dedicated towards making dragon liches.
So I'd suggest that they all look like they're celebrating. I would suggest we go in there as though we're happy from what we did.
Do you want me to pull this bag of loot out?
Yeah, let's use our bag of loot to.
I turn my back away from everybody and do the same thing, essentially.
Okay.
I'm going to equip
I got it.
this necklace that I took.
Okay. You're going to quickly what?
Equip my cultist necklace that I took.
Okay, perfect. By the way, you notice that some of the cultists have little emblems on their, as you're looking through camp, on their weapons. It looks like if they're not dressed in that full black, regalia garb type thing, that they tend to decorate their weapons with, little bits and pieces of purple and dragons and symbols like that.
Good thing is, I'm already wearing purple, so I'll fit in.
Again,
I take some like sticks and I put it to like my bow and my rapier. I'm like, look, that looks like a dragon, right, guys?
right. So, can you see this?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what a full cultist looks like. He's got that overmantle, overcloak going on, leather, and they've got, designs on their weapons. Most of these guys do not look like this. A few do, but most of them look like normal brigands and mercenaries.
Okay.
Okay.
If I see
This is
one
up
like
to
that, the first
society.
thing I'm asking is where they get their hair cut.
Okay.
Sports clips.
Just saying.
First
Sports
thing I'd be
clips.
asking is if he can introduce me to his tailor. They're bitchin'.
Okay.
All right. Let's.
It's
So
been about an hour and 40 minutes. Can I suggest we take a quick 10-minute bio here?
Right on.
Sounds good to me.
somebody's got to poop.
I don't gotta poop. I need to go get something to drink.
All right, man.
Let's
Yeah,
take
It's
5 or
okay.
10 minutes.
Everybody poops.
You guys can figure out what your plan is, and then, and by the way, you don't necessarily need to stay together. However, just be clear what you're doing so that I can keep it organized.
Right.
Okay.
So figure it out, and I'll be back.
Okay.
All right. I'll be back too. So.
Yeah, I need a couple minutes. So, who all still here?
I am back.
I just got myself some dinner.
Back.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
So while we're waiting for you guys to all finish your business in the bushes, I am eating a nice hearty meal of kobold jerky.
Where is Shakira?
Nice.
It's a beautiful spell there.
You like that?
All right. I've had my snack.
Let's not draw on the map.
So
How do I delete that?
if we don't think we're
Click it and press
bad guy
delete.
looking enough, we can double back to the ambush and wipe them out, or we can proceed with shenanigans.
I want to take the. Give me 1 second. Are we back to playing? Or
Yep. I think everybody's back.
okay. I want to take my 4 ambush drake teeth that I have. And I want to attach them to my weapon to Dara's gift.
Okay.
Probably along the top, so it's most obvious. Like
Okay.
secure like a nice crown on top of the staff.
Okay. You can do that. Your druid craft will let you manipulate the wood to kind of lock the teeth right in.
Yep.
Does any of us not look like a badass?
You all look pretty badass. Except for Shikamaru. He looks too clean cut to be a badass.
I also updated my picture in the player section.
But I'm wearing a hood.
There you go. All right, guys. Time to put up or shut up. What are you doing?
I'm all right. I'm gonna start walking into the tent areas. Not through the tents, but like more along like probably along this way. Oh shit, along this way.
Okay.
Along the tents, laughing and carrying on about
Did you see the looks on those villagers? Oh man!
Oh, when Frulim killed that fucking black dragonborn.
That wasn't Frulum. That was Cyanrath.
Not according to what you told me.
Hmm.
Is there any like seemingly well worn paths down here?
Yeah,
So we're not creeping along the sides of tents.
right. Straight down through here, right next to the guard shack, between the guard shack and the tents.
Who's got the bag of loot right now?
Oh, there's a path there?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's the
well,
Yeah,
path
there's
in.
a path in there.
You can
Alright,
actually
well,
see
that
the
works.
outline
Yeah,
of
and I
it.
see it here. Yeah, that's actually probably a better way to go. I'm down with that.
Who's
Okay.
holding the bag of loot?
That would be
I'm hanging on to it.
Okay, if you guys are generally staying together, and yucking it up about town, just the whole camp is, everybody's high fiving, they're happy and everything, but you know, half of them are skylarking and goofing off. The kobolds are slinking into their areas over here. This is Kobold City here, and here, and here. So those are all kobold huts. The humans are more down towards this end of the camp, although they're all intermingled. So as you're walking in to camp, what do? You stay together?
Yeah.
Well,
staying.
I'm staying with Shikamaru the whole way.
Okay.
Yeah,
Taking
we're.
a look around,
As
just
he
trying
has
to figure
the,
out where
Yeah, I
So-
assumed we were just
items are
standing
being
beside each other.
stored and where there's a sign of people who are not there. When they also looking for any group gathered around with alcohol, so I can see which ones might be interested in plying us with information.
I got my bucket out.
So I'm assuming you guys are all together. This guard meets you as you're coming in and says, "Good raid, huh? Praise Tiamat." And he holds his hand out with his fingers spread wide in front of you.
I return the symbol, the gesture, and say
I'm
praise
glad you
to
did. I was about to give him a high five.
He says, "Loot goes over here, over by the guard's chamber," which is
I go, oh, okay,
all
yeah,
the way over
cool.
there. Yeah, over by Frulub's tent.
Let me get
Yeah, I give him a nod and head in that direction because I
All
got
right.
javelins in one hand, a bucket in the other, so I'm not making no gestures.
I nod to the guard and say, "All hail the Dragon Queen," and keep
Okay.
on walking like a boss.
Okay. Anything else?
Before we pass him, I ask him if any shit. What was I gonna ask?
Prisoners, possibly.
No. I'm not worried about prisoners. Not with this guy.
Well, I assumed you were gonna ask about your.
Yeah, no.
Dude,
I was gonna ask him if how many more groups are coming in, if we're all here yet, or if he has any. So I'm trying to figure out how to ask.
Yeah.
Were we the tail end of everything?
Thank you.
No, I'm sure we'll have groups coming in. You're towards the end. I'm guessing a lot of the groups are in, but there's still a group out there doing rear guard, and we expect people to come in most of the rest of the day from the town. What a great raid that was!
Oh
yeah.
man.
I'm just gonna kind of look over to him and say, "Hey, have you seen Advo around? You seen Advo?"
I don't know any Advo.
All right. That's cool.
Don't worry about it. Don't pay any attention to him.
He got hit.
Oh,
on
you
the
know
head
that group's got
earlier.
one in every group. There's one in every group.
Yeah.
All right,
there's
so
always a crazy.
get rid of that loot,
All right.
You
let's-
ping the
and
map.
then go
Aye, sir.
and then go make yourselves useful. There's a bunch of stuff to do around camp.
All right. On
Will
our way.
do.
Can you ping the map where the loot goes?
If you can see.
was
all
like
the
over
nodes
here,
down
yeah.
here, this area. We're all just
Wow.
like pinging random. It's a
Christmas.
lot of loot.
Yeah. It's over in the human area.
All right. So let's start working our way down there.
Okay.
Man, I could go for a tankard of ale right now. How about you boys?
600 feet. Do you want us slow mo, or do you want us just to get there?
You can get there. you have plenty of opportunities to interact with cultists along the way. So if anybody wants to stop and talk to somebody, just let me know and tell me what you're going to say.
Well, I want to get
We're
out of the.
still in the Cobalt.
Yeah, I want to get out of
section
Cobalt
camp right
Land.
now, right?
Right, but they're all intermingled. You're at the point you're in camp now. There's cultists and guards and
I'm going to
kobolds
throw out one of
everywhere.
those. So where are we off to raiding next?
That's a
Oh,
good.
that's for the leaders to decide, but it'll be someplace because we've been doing this a lot.
Hopefully, there's
You know,
women and
like,
children.
Hopefully they put up a better fight than these poor bastards.
What are you talking about? This was the toughest fight we've had. They actually repelled us. Never had that happen before.
Sorry, I had Mexican for dinner.
Oh, this guy thinks he's an elitist or something. Don't mind him.
What's an elitist?
Someone who thinks they're better than everybody else.
You sound like one yourself.
Oh no, I'm not that
Look,
way.
quickly keep
Pansy?
moving this way.
I'm just carrying this treasure, man. Don't worry about me.
Everybody's a
University, you
critic.
gain strength.
All
You have
right.
opponents. How do you improve?
He snarls at you and moves on. You see one of the humans dressed up in the black nearby, talking to some kobolds. Actually, he's kicking them and directing them. Do you want to walk up and say anything to him?
I approach him and ask what the useless pack of animals did wrong this time.
Oh, they're just kobolds. Not good for much, but doing menial chores around camp. There's lots of stuff that needs to be picked up and cleaned up. He says, if I were you, I would stay out of my way, or I'll assign you to it as well.
You know, can't take candle, am I right?
You take Kendall.
Lol.
So is anyone looking around here look like a leader?
I'm assuming once we get over to
A couple
more
veterans
cultists there.
over here.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, right around that tent, you can tell everybody's given that big tent a wide berth. Nobody goes near it, and there's a couple of looks kind of like those lizards you fought in town, only a lot bigger, and a couple of real tough looking guards around the tent. That's obviously the leader's tent.
Does the loot go inside the tent or in front of the tent?
Right about where Fraser's standing right now is where it's kind of being piled and sorted.
Are there any guards around where we're at?
Yep, lots of them.
All right, I turn to one and start talking to him.
Okay.
I throw the bag on the other stuff.
Okay. I turn to the guard and I go, "Hey, you.
Yes.
I saw you guys taking away one of the prisoners. That son of a bitch broke his staff over my head. I was a monk. I can't quite remember what he looks like. Where are the prisoners stored? I want to get him back."
You'll leave those prisoners alone. He says those are Landragosas and Frulums to deal with, not you. But where I'm pinging the map is where the prisoners are.
All right.
Fraser can actually see them.
Look at they're over there. Leave those guys over there alone.
Yeah, they're about 200 feet from Fraser.
Okay.
Yeah, well, okay. So I look down at my bucket and say, I got to bring in the ship bucket.
Oh, you're the shit bucket guy. Well, I got a job for you. I want you to go over there and clean those prisoners up, and take some kobolds with you. He's giving you directions. Do you follow orders or no?
Yeah, I do pretty much whatever I want to facilitate my own requirements.
Okay.
Right on.
Well, so
game kind of
so
guy.
you kick. Do you know Draconic by any chance?
Do we know what?
Shit, no. I speak
That's fine. You kick a couple of kobolds and tell them to come with you, and you head over to the prisoners with your ship bucket.
Okay.
Which language were you asking?
Common. They understand common. They understand kicks real well too.
Hmm.
I'm looking around to see if there's any distilleries or kegs lying around, like where.
Oh, there's
Keep
over
it
by
up.
one of the tents. There's a whole bunch of cultists and guards drinking ale. They're celebrating.
Whereabouts?
What would you like to do? Would you like
I'm
to try to
gonna head over to where everybody's drinking and play the role of the disgruntled.
tell me what you say? Walk up
guilty.
to him and tell me. Walk up to him and tell me what you say.
Hey mates, pass me some of that ale.
Oh, welcome to the
play.
fire. Come on in. Sit down. What a raid that was. Praise Tiamat.
Praise Tiamat.
Am I with the prisoners right now?
You are. And Fraser, for your ears only, you see Leosin is tied. I'll give you a picture here. Hold on. He's there along with a few other prisoners. He doesn't look too good, by the way. He appears to be alive.
Can you mark where the kobolds are too, please?
That's him attached to this wooden crossbeam. Stylized dragons carved onto it. He's been beaten to a pulp. Just so everybody knows, that's what he looks like.
Nice.
Okay.
The kobold. What do you want the kobolds for? Sorry.
No, I was gonna make a motion to him and then kind of point to my bucket, and then I'm gonna yell at the kobolds that the captain's not gonna be happy if this guy dies. Will one of you two idiots run back and get somebody who can heal this guy?
He doesn't look like he's gonna die. He's just been beaten to a pulp.
I say it in Infernal anyway, so I don't think they could hear me or understand me. So really, at this point, I'm just trying to.
You're trying to get the kobolds to gather up all the turds on the ground.
Yeah.
Okay. Another another cultist walks up and says, "Oh, mate, you ran afoul of the guards, you poor bastard."
You know, it is what it is. Someone's got to get the bucket of shit.
Yep. Sucks to be you. And he moves on. He's holding a jack of wine in his hands. Right in. Are you asking anything? By the way, anybody else wants to do anything, start speaking up.
I'm just chatting up a few of the guys at the bar. Just
okay.
Hey, is this
trying to make myself look like I'm one of them and get everyone to like me a little.
Ask some questions too, if you'd like.
Is this guy conscious?
Leosin?
Yeah.
Yeah. His head's down. I mean, he's holding his head down, but he's breathing and you think he's conscious.
Is there anybody else around me watching me?
Yeah, but if you wanted to whisper a quick message as you walk by, cleaning, directing the you want to kick a kobold his direction, that's fine. By the way, Fraser, roll me a d20. Okay, good. Thank you.
I kind of make one of those comments about good kobold. They're hard to come by, especially when you're amongst friends. And kind of give him that little wink nod.
Leosin looks up at you and sees a tiefling and just shakes his head no and puts his head back down. Daru, what are you up to?
Currently, I'm with the group that seems to be spreading out, so I'll work my way up towards where Raiden's drinking and sit down and join him in a drink.
Okay.
I'm gonna
not too much. I'm gonna pretend like I'm drinking though, because as I've been in the forest for so long, I just keep taking swigs and tipping it out as I drink.
Pushing half of it back into the glass as you're How would you like
Glass.
them?
Yeah, no, it's flagons and shit like that.
Glass wineskins, buddy.
Yeah.
What do you think you are in a 5-star restaurant? The
I'm an
fuck's the
elf.
matter with you?
I'm an elf. I have this thing called luxury.
Anyway, so yeah, I'm not actually drinking because I've never experienced alcohol, and I don't want to. I know what it does. I don't want to get drunk.
Okay.
Where's the guy that's like giving out the orders? Because when we
He's
came
right
in,
in front of you, and he's
Okay.
looking right at you right
Well,
now.
what I was going to say is, okay, so I heard there was work that needed to be done. Where do we need to start heading towards next? Do you know when we're all getting together for meeting and everything next as well?
Oh, well, that's for the leaders to decide. Right now, I'd like you to run up to that guard shack up there, up on that bluff, and I want you to tell them to keep an eye out for the hunters coming back in from the field because we need food for this camp.
Gotcha.
Now hop to it.
I'm on my way, and I head that way.
I want you up here. To get up the cliff, there's a huge rope ladder. That cliff is probably 150 feet up to get up there. It's a long climb.
Gotcha. What was that you cut out?
It takes some work to get up there, to climb
Okay.
up there, which
I'm
is why
pretty
I sent you up
dexterous.
there.
That's
Yeah,
okay.
you scramble right on up. There's 5 guards up there, and you can chat with them if you'd like.
Okay, I get up there and I'm like, "Hey, how you guys doing?"
Oh, we're just keeping an eye out. What a great raid! Praise
I'm telling
Tiamat's
you.
glory.
It was fantastic. Wow, we really it was quite the fight too, though.
Yeah,
First time someone's kind of held
did
us
you get
back, huh?
any?
Oh
Kill
yeah,
any?
oh yeah. You know, as much as I could. There were so many of us that it's there was fires and everything up before I could even hardly touch the ground.
Yeah, they scared that dragon away though. Jeez.
That's slightly impressive, right?
Yeah.
So I have orders from the guard captain. He wants us to keep a lookout for the last of the raids. They got the food supplies and everything like that. He doesn't want us to miss them.
Well, you tell that guard captain to go suck eggs. Tell him what our job is. Tell him to go fuck himself. I dare you.
No, I'm good. I'm not gonna do that.
Ah,
I was just passing the message on.
all right.
However, you guys got quite the view up here. It's a nice.
Yeah.
Have you heard anything weird, or is this any weird rumors going on or anything like that?
Well, I hear that we're gonna hit another big town next. Haven't heard
Oh,
the name of it, but it's west of here, further
nice.
away than Green S this time.
Oh, we're gonna go for some distance this time, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I think we're getting pretty strong, so I think we can do it. I don't think there's nothing that can stop us.
By the way, while you're up there, you see a cave
Okay.
right about here. I mean, you can see a cave, and this is a big one. It's got a big opening
Okay.
right down here. It's at the base of the cliff. You saw it when you were climbing up. Yeah, in that area.
Gotcha. I don't think anyone told me. I'm kind of new here. What's in the cave?
Well, that cave it's off limits. Nobody's allowed to go in there, but you know, only people who've been cleared by Mondath or Resmir can go in there. But everybody knows they got dragon eggs in there. It's like a nursery or something in there. They're gonna hatch dragons.
Oh wow,
Praise
cool.
Tiamat.
Praise Tiamat for sure. So at this point, I'm just kind of like chatting with them, and I'm like, "Hey, you guys got any cards? You want to play some cards or anything like that while we're up here?"
Hell yeah, dice.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll do that.
Okay, and then that way someone else can.
Yep. While
Proceed.
you're chatting with them, you figure out that not everybody here in the camp is a member of the cultist. In fact, a couple of these guards aren't even cultists; they're just mercenaries. They're hired to flesh out their strength during raids, and they're just here because the loot's good.
Meanwhile,
So, but kind of like a
I'm back
mercenary
at the
type thing.
bar,
Yeah,
and
they're mercenaries.
chatting these guys up, trying to figure out where they've hit already, like past attacks. Just trying to see how many of these guys actually how many of the mercenaries feel like this is a group they want to stick
Sure.
around with, or how many of them are flighty.
Sure, not all of them have been here, but one of the guys drinking there has been there since the beginning, and he's, oh yeah, the cult's been ranging far and wide on, all over this area on small raids. We've burnt many a village down and gathered lots of loot. Some of these villages don't have very much loot, but the women are good. But Greenus was the closest target that we've hit, closest to our camp, and it's the biggest one of all, and it was by far the most profitable. Praise Tiamat's glory.
All hail the Dragon Queen.
At that same group, I'm gonna sit there and say, we started with this raid with you guys, and we saw them carrying more loot than this out of the town. Are we hiding it anywhere else?
They point towards the cave and say, some of the loot is going into the cave.
What else is in them caves? Look pretty big just for a storehouse.
Oh, only the leaders, Resmir and Sinrath and Frulam are allowed to go in there, but I mean, everybody knows they got dragon eggs in there. They're hatching dragons. It's a nursery.
I would love to be able to get my
By the
hands
way,
on one
each of
them
you
eggs.
each of you roll me a d20, please. Uh-oh.
Wait, how do
Oh,
Oh,
boy.
boy.
Oh, boy.
When
Hey.
you say each of you, you mean like everyone, right?
No, not well.
just me
Oh, okay.
You're fine.
Okay.
You're fine.
just me and the other number 2
Yeah,
who rolled a
yeah. Daru and Rydan, one of the guys says, "Hey, you two look familiar."
2. Of course we
Aren't
look
you
from.
just-
Do remember that I was not.
Of course we look familiar. We were there in the raid, killing the villagers with you.
You were not. You were killing my partners. By the way, there was one cultist that got away. Guess who you just ran into? You were on the villagers' side. Hey, everyone! These guys are infiltrators.
Villager side. I never saw you there.
How dare you? Either the alcohol's gone to your head, or you're a spy trying to cause dissension in the ranks. As I say that, I let out an exaggerated drunken belch.
That's not bad.
I'm way too drunk to put up with this shit. I'm going to bed. Start storming out.
Oh no, you're not. He starts screaming for the guards.
I call for a guard too.
I say we sell this in the ring, you cowardly cur.
I show up with my shit bucket.
Okay.
I roll
They're
some
about.
dice.
It's starting to gather. A big crowd is gathering, and Shikamaru, you can see that.
Yeah. I'm like, dude, look what's going on down there.
Yeah, it's the whole town's paying attention. All these veterans start gathering around. A couple of these guard drakes, and out of the tent walks this short, dark-haired lady in purple. What's going on here? She's shouting.
And I yell back, this cowardly vermin has greatly dishonored us and our noble mission by sneaking in here and trying to turn us all against each other, while pointing at the survivor we ran into.
Just 1 second here. So, Frula Mondath, can you guys see this?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
She comes walking out. She's got a halberd in her hands, big purple robe. These guys seem to be enamored with giant shoulders. big shoulder boards, but she comes
Like the
walking
80s.
out.
Isn't that a rule of all fantasy games?
Yeah, something like that. She comes walking out to see what's going on, and
The kobolds come with me.
this guy comes out as well.
That is one ugly motherfucker.
Yeah, he's. You recognize him as the one who slayed your companion in front of the Landragosa Cyanrath.
Good thing he hasn't seen me. Daru, on the other hand, I'm pretty sure they got face to face.
So they come out, and she says, "I want to talk to each of you individually." And she grabs the rest of you. Stay put on the pain of death. And there's enough cult. I haven't shown everybody on the map, but there's literally probably 30 cultists and a bunch of these guards. There's a bunch of folks around you. They're all gathered.
While this is
Nobody
going
wants
on,
to
I'm
piss
gonna
off the
I'm gonna be like, hey guys, I'm
GM.
gonna go get a closer look at this. What's going on? You guys have fun up here. Make sure to pay attention to everything, and start scrambling down the ladder. I know it's gonna take me a while, but that's
Yeah,
I'm gonna start.
Take you probably a good 10, 15 rounds.
Yeah.
So she says, I want to talk to you first. And she points to the cultist making the accusations, and she drags him off out of earshot. And you guys are just standing there, unless you tell me differently. And she starts talking to him, and he's very animated, but you can't hear what he's saying.
I, meanwhile, pull up a chair, slump down into it, and demand a refill for my flagon.
While he's talking, I'm gonna try to do charm on him. Charm person.
Charm person?
Uh-huh.
You're surrounded
That takes
by guards.
verbal,
Oh,
somatic,
yeah, no,
and
scratch that. Yeah, we're not doing that because that'll be seen by everyone watching me.
yeah.
Yeah, so we're not gonna do that. I'm gonna sit there and watch him and
Just glare at him.
no,
Stare intimidatingly. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, Mr. Blink and Fraser, are you just kind of standing in the group surrounding these guys?
Yeah, for the moment.
Standing here
Okay.
holding my bucket of crap.
All right.
As,
All right. She gets done talking to this guy, and then she points to Right In and says, Right In, or you come over here. And
Yes,
so you
ma'am.
go over by her tent, and she wants to know, what's your story?
I am one of the survivors of damn, what's the name of that Elven city?
Oceanic Flight 915.
Dimouth. I witnessed the devastation.
Were you in
Dragon
Greenest
fire
last
and
night?
became enamored. Pardon?
Were you in Greenest last night?
Yes, ma'am. I was doing my fair share of pillaging. Didn't quite kill as many of the infidels as I had hoped, but I did wet my blade.
Yo, really? Anybody around here can vouch for you?
Sure. There's
Show me Tiamat's sign.
I do the hand sign with the fingers blade.
And what do we do when Tiamat's strength is hidden?
I think back to the corpus amounts of arcane and draconic literature I've perused over the centuries, and
Okay,
take a
I'll give you
gamble.
one hint. Tiamat has 5 heads. You have 5 fingers. If her strength is hidden,
We make a fist.
wrong. Guards, take this one. And
As she
2
says
veterans.
that, I lunge forward
And
go for the attack,
okay,
hoping to catch her off guard.
give me a roll.
Nice funeral, Hubba.
Yeah.
going through all of our players in one week.
One by one.
Oh, come on. She's got me for rights here. Might as well go for
Give me a roll.
What is he rolling?
Oh, you got a hit on her. Give me. Well, you should have used your character screen
Yeah.
and used your hit. What did you hit her with?
My apologies.
What were you attacking with?
Give me a second. I'm attacking with my inflict wounds melee spell. Booyah.
Holy cow!
Yeah,
Nice
badass,
hit.
isn't it? Only problem is I have to be in melee range.
You are, and you hit her, and she screams bloody blue murder. But immediately, 2 guard drakes, 2 veterans, and Landergosa Cyanorth pile on you and just beat the. You have no chance. They beat
I'll
the
take the
crap
beating.
out of you.
I figured they'll want me alive because she'll want to deal with me personally.
Yeah, you
So
find
I
yourself. Well, we'll get to that in a sec. As soon as she's real. By the way, she took a tremendous amount of damage there.
Oh yeah, that was kind of my whole
And
nothing
she
shot.
immediately shouts at the guards to pile on Daru,
What the
your
shit?
partner. You two were related, so they.
Yeah, I jumped right on Daru with the guards.
Thank you. I was about to jump on Raiden. I was about to jump on Raiden before you said the guards attacked to come across as that.
You were associated him too. And she grabbed, and so they jump and beat the snake snot. You take.
Well,
How
I
many
tried
hits do you have?
jumping on him first 'cause I'm kind of close to him. I try to shield some of the blocks.
I've got 2 hit points.
You got 2 hit points left. Is how many you got? Yeah,
No, I've
that's
only got
about
2
right.
hit points to start with.
No, you lied.
Why did you take fucking Raiden first? He's an idiot.
Because I mentally rolled and took the smartest looking one of the bunch.
Yeah.
Hey, Raiden, you have about 2 hit points as well right now. And Fraser, you do shield pretty well. So, and you are above suspicion. Mr. Blink, are you doing anything?
Yeah, I was helping Frieza out.
Yeah,
So you help pretending to beat Daru.
Yes.
Perfect. All right, so
You guys could have done a better job pretending next time.
so the 2 of you
good
find
at
yourself
so
up on the cross right next to Leosin, both of you.
Had to
That's
look real.
convenient.
You got the crap beat out of you. You're both hanging on a cross, and Frulam pronounces the sentence of death on you to be done in the morning. But first, she wants you to suffer, and she'll be back in a little bit of time to discuss it with you.
Upon hearing her proclamation, I roll my eyes and
Your eyes are
whisper,
already rolled.
Yeah,
You're hanging
yeah.
there with blood streaming
I
out off
whisper,
your face.
maniacs and their
You're
need
barely
monologue.
conscious.
Yeah, you just got the snake snot kicked out of you. You're not rolling anything, but you're on
How
the ropes.
far have I made it down the ladder at this
Oh,
point?
you're here. You can be all the way down by now because that
Okay.
took a while.
I'm gonna